New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So sometimes you're in a relationship and there's a pattern repeating, and then you break up with that person and you go to the next relationship, but you are surprised, maybe not surprised, to discover that that pattern is repeating in that relationship. Whether the pattern is repeating in the relationship with the same person or another person, the issue is within you. And so it's when you recognize that and start to unpack that and work through that and actually release that issue, that you'll find that that pattern that is being mirrored to you in the relationship starts to dissipate. And then in terms of a romantic relationship, what will happen is that you'll find yourself attracted to a very different type of person. So sometimes you're in a relationship.
Wow, heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. We repeat patterns because they are deeply familiar to us. Many times we repeat the behaviors that we learn as children. Your early relationships with your parents or caregivers inform current connections. Not recognizing this means you repeat the cycle, believing that it's just the way relationships go. You can change it if you're courageous enough. You can change the pattern if you're courageous enough. I'm giving you a philosophical perspective tonight just to stretch your mind so you can look at things from a different angle, from a different lens. Merging intimate relationships with the ancient Hindu concept of samsara offers a profound and intellectually stimulating framework for understanding and transforming repetitive negative cycles within intimate relationships. By embracing self-awareness, mindfulness, and compassion, individuals can break free from these patterns and cultivate a healthier relationship, a more fulfilling relationship. Now, while the concept of samsara may not provide all the answers, it offers a unique perspective that encourages your personal growth. Do you want harmony? In order to have harmony, you must respect differences. Do you seem to repeat the same dysfunctional relationship patterns even though they leave you frustrated and hurt? Why do some people end up in one codependent relationship after another? Why does a woman with an emotionally distant mother repeat the same pattern with her own children? 1-800-920-1580. Come on, get up out of this cycle, y'all. Break free. You want moksha? You want liberation. You want nirvana. You want self-actualization. If you want harmony, you got to respect differences. Because you can't have harmony with people thinking the same. See, many people misunderstood equally yoked. Oh, we got to believe the same. Oh, we got to have the same ideas. No. You heard what Wayne Dyer said last week. He said if everybody in a relationship thought the same, one person is unnecessary. Harmony is divergent. And why are people who grew up in violent families more likely to repeat these patterns as abusers or victims of abuse? I'm trying to get you off of relationship samsara. For all those who are just tuning in for the second hour and you don't know what samsara means, samsara is the Sanskrit word for endless cycle of death and rebirth, transmigration of souls. Huh? We got work to do in relationships. It's not just about Netflix and chill. I've been saying it for a long time. In this intricate mosaic of intimate relationships, there exists a phenomenon, both elusive and pervasive. Relationship samsara is what I like to call it. Like the ancient concept of samsara in Hindu and Buddhist philosophies, it embodies the cycle of birth. Listen, birth and suffering. Suffering for the Buddhist is dukkha, the opposite of which is sukha. Dukkha means bad space. Well, if you was raised in a bad space, you gonna make love in a bad space. Ooh, if you was raised in a bad space, you gonna learn to make love in a bad space. If you've never experienced sukha during your formative years, sukha, the Pali word or the Buddhist concept of good space, su meaning good, ka meaning space, good space, du meaning bad, ka meaning space, dukkha, bad space. If you were raised in a negative environment, you love negative people. Huh? This is why the good guy don't win. This is why the respectful guy don't win. This is why the honorable guy don't win. Uh-oh. I know y'all don't want to hear it like that tonight. The good guy is a lame. He a L7. He boring. But the dangerous guy that puts you in dukkha is exciting. He's riveting. Huh? 1-800-920-15. I know you don't want to hear it that way. But that's what it is. That's what it is. Right? I'm gonna go back. Like the ancient concept of samsara in Hindu and Buddhist philosophies, it embodies the cycle of birth, suffering, death, and rebirth. In the context of relationship, it manifests as repetitive negative cycles or patterns, right? Trapping partners in a relentless loop of disappointment and discord. To navigate this labyrinth, this maze, a series of poignant questions must emerge. Each question is akin to a torch illuminating the path towards understanding and transformation. Right? What do you want to do with your relationship? What do you want to do in your relationship? Do you want to escape from all the pain? Do you want to escape from all the previous disappointment? Or do you want to use your relationship as a spiritual training facility where one learns to conquer themselves through non-judgmental self-acceptance, self-approval, self-appreciation, through the chronicling, right? And through the organization of looking at all of the beliefs and patterns you picked up, right? You're going to audit all of these things, right? You're going to go through this self-auditing practice. And you're going to say, wow, I love my mama, but she wasn't very affectionate. Or I love my mama, right? But she didn't hug me a lot. Or I love my father, but he was exceedingly abusive. Do you understand? You got to go back and look at what birthed you. When I look at your relationships, I can tell you what birthed you. When I sit down and coach couples, I sit down and look at couples and they tell me what's going on. I go, I see what birthed you. And you stayed here because what? That's all I know. That's where I'm comfortable. Then you give them something to do, to go into what I like to call self-revelation. We're going to get you to look at you. Look at how you show up. I had somebody that I've been coaching for the past 2 weeks. I gave them a whole regimen. You know what they said? I didn't feel like doing it. They called me back on the follow-up week. Hey, so I'm just going to be honest. I didn't do none of that. I didn't feel like doing it. Because you're comfortable in spiritual excrement. You're comfortable in spiritual excrement. You're comfortable there. That's your normal. Let's just be honest. Y'all want to tell the truth tonight, right? Right? If your family didn't have no boundaries, neither will your relationships. If your family has unresolved trauma, your relationships will be riddled with them. If your family lacked empathy, your relationships will lack empathy. If your family didn't know how to constructively have a conversation, your relationships will be the same. If your family lacked emotional intimacy and vulnerability, so will your relationships. Huh? If your family shunned healthy disagreements and aggrandized destructive arguments, so will your relationships. If your family don't know how to forgive, you won't either. If your family shut down your individual growth, you're going to shut down your partners. You're going to feel envious. Ooh, you're going to feel like, how you going to get better in my presence? The nerve of you. Ooh, Lord. If your family thinks some of their negative generational behaviors and patterns are cool, you're going to bring that to the relationship. See, I'm trying to get you off the wheel of time. I'm tired of people saying, oh, you wasted my time. No, you wasted your time because you wasn't looking for yourself in the relationship. You got it inverted. You think they're supposed to come in and fix it. Ain't no fixing you. You're the only spiritual mechanic that you need. But you refuse to pop the hood and go under the car. Yes, you're a vehicle moving through time. And you're going to keep moving through time. That's what you're going to do. You're going to keep moving through time, doing it over and over and over again until you get it. In essence, the questions that I'm laying down here, they serve as beacons, guiding couples out of the labyrinth of relationship samsara. Each inquiry invites reflection, introspection, and dialogue, fostering understanding and connection. Through courageous exploration and a shared commitment to transformation, couples can navigate cyclical challenges, emerging in the light of mutual fulfillment and enduring love. Let me tell you the truth. Grown-up relationships root for each other when we heal internally. Grown-up relationships are about courageous exploration and shared commitment to transformation. That's what grown-up relationships are about. You're a child if you're not doing this work. I don't care what your chronological age is. You're a child a spiritual infant if you're not doing this work. See, that's a real partner. Say, babe, did you call your therapist? You know you got to get in there and get that work in. You know, you're right. I'm on it. Say, babe, how did it go with the therapist? Did you learn something about you? Was it fruitful? Do you feel your perspective expanding? Then the next week, it's her turn. Hey, babe, what did your therapist say? Did they encourage you? Then we go together. Do you understand? A lot of people ain't doing that kind of work. You're listening to the voice of reason. Hey, I'm going to the phone calls in a second. When I come forward, we got folks in Southern California from my town. Oh, Lord, we got people from Pensacola, Florida. Oh, it's on and cracking. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you heard about Lendistry? Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and non-revolving lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA to learn more and to get started with an application right from the website.
Girl, I have a secret. When I get stressed out, I get sweaty. That's why I use Secret Clinical Antiperspirant. It's like my own secret weapon. For 72 hours, I get Secret's strongest protection against sweat caused by stress, heat, and activity, because you know how crazy life can get. Plus, it's made with advanced odor fighters that don't just cover up smelliness. They help prevent it from happening in the first place. Believe me, if I weren't wearing Secret, I'd be a hot, smelly mess. Thankfully, Secret works.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, kick it. Yep.
Come on, baby. This is the ride. I'm talking about the merry-go-round of love. Oh, yeah, baby. I know you're not afraid.
That playlist. My playlist is on fire tonight. Round and round. Relationship samsara. It makes sense now, doesn't it? You know, I've always been a fan of Hindu philosophy, the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. Gita is song. Bhagavad, the song of God. Right? Bhagavad, God, the song of God. 700 verses from the Mahabharata. Maha is great. Rabata is revolution. The Mahabharata, right? That's a larger book that talks about a revolution, okay, that happened amongst family, right? People were in this civil war, so to speak. And 700 verses within the Mahabharata was pulled out of that book, and those 700 verses become the famous Bhagavad Gita. You know, always been fascinated by the Hindu belief system. You know, you get people who are religiously illiterate, and they falsely believe that the Hindus believe in thousands of gods. No. They believe that God is everything. They believe that. You would think that if you think God is infinite, right? They believe that God is everything. So what they did was anything that they saw was a physical manifestation of God. So you have the elephant, Ganesh. The elephant is so large it destroys forests. It'll destroy a whole forest, a group of elephants. So they saw the elephant as the remover of obstacles. Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, the manifestation of God removing obstacles in your life. And wherever there is Ganesha, there is the little mouse. And the mouse is also a god. So people misinterpret, oh, they worship many gods. That's because you don't understand that they see God as infinite. There's nothing that exists that is not God. So the Hindus get disrespected because most people don't understand the philosophy behind the belief system. Do you see? Do you see? Even Ganesha, right? Ganesh, the remover of obstacles, is fearful of the mouse. Do you see the balance there? Man, it's beautiful, man, when you start to really get into it. I was so inspired by the Hindu belief system. And just as a young researcher studying it, you know, in 1999, when my second child was born, my daughter, I named her Prema. The Sanskrit word, Prema, devotional love for God. It was just such a powerful name. And I said, Prema, that is her. That is my baby, Prema. And when she came out, oh my God, she wasn't covered in anything. She was clean. It looked like she had lip gloss on, and there was a little sparkle, and I was the first one to hold her. I said, oh, this is Prema. Devotional love for God. Do you understand? And so tonight's topic brings me back to Hindu philosophies and Buddhist philosophies. Oh, that's devil worship. Anything outside of Jesus is wrong. You're going to hell this evening. No, you're not. You're not. If you studied Buddhism, you'd see the parallel between Christ and Buddha. And I'm talking about doctrinally. There's whole books out there that puts Jesus' words alongside the Buddha. Now remember, the Buddha predates Jesus by 500 years. You put their words side by side, they read the same. So tonight's topic was so powerful because I know people are stuck. I know people are in relational samsara. The endless cycle of death, rebirth, and life again. Reliving the same relationship with different people, getting the same outcome because you think nothing is wrong with you. I'm not going to allow it. Something is wrong with you and been wrong with you. Go do your work. We got callers. I'm sorry. I digress. We've got callers. Let's get them in here. Juliet, Pasadena, California. Get in here.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
What do you think about tonight's topic?
It makes a lot of sense. But then also I was feeling that sometimes people that come from, I'm going to say drama families, sometimes it'll make you do the opposite of what your family did because you don't want your family to be like that.
A lot of therapists do that. A lot of people become therapists because they came out of traumatic situations and they do the reverse. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. But a lot of what you're saying makes sense. Yeah, I kind of started going down memory lane. Even though I had good parents, they still have some faults, you know.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You just gotta learn how to break up with their faults. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, Juliet,
do better. Sometimes you could take baby steps, but as long as you're going forward with it.
how about it, Juliet? Are you from Pasadena, child?
Yeah, I'm from Pasadena.
Dina Love, whoop, whoop. Hey, I appreciate you, sister, for calling in. Thank you so much. And guess what? You got a seat at the table. Anytime you want to call in, you call me, okay?
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Juliet brought Pasadena in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, Pensacola, Florida, and Long Beach, California. They've got a lot to talk about. Let's get it.
Why don't you just tell me? Yeah.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A Portland, Oregon man who was accused of making racial threats against two women in his Gresham apartment complex has been indicted on 33 charges. Ring camera video shows 19-year-old Dominic Austin armed with a knife and threatening to rape and kill the victims. Millions of Americans are facing student loan payments again. The requirement officially went back into effect on Sunday after an over 3-year pause during the COVID pandemic. The Supreme Court blocked a policy in June that would have forgiven $20,000 in student loan debt for many borrowers. Mariah Carey will head out on tour this holiday season. The singer announced that Merry Christmas One and All tour will visit 13 cities. Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is the top-selling holiday song by a female artist in history. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com. Make it a great and safe Monday.
At your Amazon Fresh store, you can rely on roasted chicken for $4.97, 2-pound bunches of bananas for 99 cents, French bread for 89 cents, and more. Visit your local Amazon Fresh store for low prices from A to Z and head to Amazon.com/savewithfresh to see this week's deals.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions. New victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This season, your coffee orders are getting warmer, and your outfits are getting cozier. The world keeps changing, and so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up. I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up. I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of reason.
So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up. I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away.
you ever feel like you get stuck in the same cycles, like it's deja vu when this pattern of toxicity or dysfunctional behavior comes up again in your relationship, then guess what? You came to the right place today, because it happens to all of us. All of us have different patterns in our relationship where either we can't resolve conflict, we exhibit dysfunctional behavior where we feel stuck, and there's probably nothing worse than feeling like you're repeating and stuck in the same patterns. It causes hopelessness and frustration. And at some point, you're just like, dude, I don't think we'll ever get out of this. So what I want to do today is I want to provide a practical framework that anybody can use that will help you stop toxic patterns, evaluate them, and create something new in your relationship so you don't feel stuck anymore. That's what I want to provide for you today. Before I do that, listen, if you need help in any area of your relationship, we would love to walk with you in the relationship journey. One of the greatest ways to do that is in community. If you watch any of my videos, you know I believe in community and the power of community and being with other couples and individuals who can support you in your relationship. Our Altered Marriage membership community is the place you want to be. I've got some information below on that to check it out. I really do think that's the answer to us as couples building strong, thriving relationships is in the context of community. So if you are stuck in a pattern, if you don't know how to get out of a pattern, I want to give you a framework that can help you do that. And what it is you actually have to go back and reevaluate those difficult moments. Sue Johnson, who's the founder of Emotion Focused Therapy, she calls this technique revisiting a rocky moment. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to find a time where you're going to go evaluate the pattern that you get into. You can do some things around that, and then that'll help you not to get in the pattern again. So I've got 6 steps that can help you reevaluate a difficult moment so that you can break the cycle of toxicity in your relationship. Step number 1 is just revisit a difficult situation. So what that's going to require is that after the emotions have died down, so you've gotten into a conflict, it hasn't gone well, things have been said, you've both been hurt, there's no resolution, that's not the moment to do it. Oftentimes we get stuck because we want to actually try to fix something in the moment that it's not working well, and that's never going to go well. And then when things calm down, we never want to go back and revisit it, because the old let sleeping dogs lie, right? I'm having a good moment. Why do I want to ruin a good moment by bringing up an old moment that didn't go very well? But that's the only way to get out of the pattern. So the first thing you got to do is go back and revisit the moment. When the emotions have died down, one of you can go to the other and say, hey, is there a time we can talk about that again? If you already have a regular weekly staff meeting, like I've suggested in a lot of other videos, then you already have a regular time to do this, which makes it much easier, because like we already have in our schedule a regular time to talk about and revisit some of these difficult moments. So step 1 is you got to go back and revisit the moment. Step 2 is when you're doing that, you need to own your part. Both people need to own the part that they played in the conflict. I don't care if you think the other person was 99% at fault or 100% at fault and all you did was react to them, you still reacted. And so what that looks like is you own your part. Hey, I got frustrated and I started being critical and yelling at you. And then the other person says, when you were critical, I started complaining back and doing whatever you did back. You're owning your part. Guess what? When both people own their part, it actually allows the other person to now step in and be empathetic and extend grace because you've owned your part. If you never own your part, it's very hard for the other person to get out of a defensive position. So we've got to own our part so that we can then give and receive empathy and grace for the situation we were in. Number 3, we need to name our emotions. Listen, you were feeling something in that moment.
He said you need to name the emotion. He's talking about negative patterns. This reminds me of The Exorcist. The Exorcist in every movie is trying to force the demon to give up its name. Name the negative emotion. Okay, go back. Go back to it.
You were feeling something in that moment, and all that probably was exhibited was anger, because that's what we exhibit. And when you exhibit anger, anger elicits defensiveness or criticism back. So you need to name your emotions. Hey, when that happened, I felt hurt. And that hurt caused me to respond and do the things I did. Or you may say, hey, when you said those things, I acted indifferent, but I really just numb myself because I do care. I'm not indifferent, but I just numb myself because it's difficult to deal with the emotions that I'm feeling. We're naming our emotions. Again, When you name your emotions, when you own your part, it actually puts the other person in a much less defensive position where they feel like they can then step into the conversation a little better. So you need to name your emotions. Number 4, we have to acknowledge.
I'm not going to give you all of them. I'm sorry. He is cooking. What's that brother name? Come on, because I want them to find out. Relation Shots is the name of the YouTube page. Go there right now. Relation Shots. Hey, man, he's cooking. You listen, in every demonic exorcist movie, they got to name the demon. Sometimes when things go left unsaid, I'm talking about the stuff inside you. You not naming it. You not claiming it. You not naming it. You can't reframe it. Eric Wooten. Y'all got to check that out. Eric Wooten. The YouTube page is Relation Shots. There it is. Man, that's fire. Let's get Nzinga from Pensacola, Florida in here. Talk to me, sis.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Zoe.
Yes, how you doing tonight? What do you think about tonight's topic?
I'm okay. I hope you're having a peaceful day, too.
Yes.
I just had some questions, and you may have answered it, but I may not have heard you. But once you make Samsara your son, I guess, so to speak, for better lack of words, do you elevate, like, you have the Sukha and the Dukkha? What would be the next step when you get off the wheel, when you get off the treadmill?
Oh, moksha.
And you learn the lesson.
Moksha?
Moksha.
So the term moksha just simply means liberation. But many people have never been freed from what they modeled. So if you're not free from what you model, you bring the model into your relationship and then model the relationship after what you modeled. Do you see? So there is no real freedom. It's like you're carrying your prison around with you. This is why I say, are you my soulmate or my cellmate? Because if you...
that's kind of... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead. You got the floor.
No, I was going to say that what you're saying kind of moves into the second one, because I guess that comfort in that dysfunction based on the attachment style, you know who you're attracted to. And then I guess, like you said, everything is always has to do with your upbringing and how you were modeled. So do people get on that, I want to say, I think Attila said the hamster wheel, or I call it the treadmill, based on that comfort in that dysfunction and their attachment style?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, the known is comfortable, even when it's not, because that's all you've known. Do you see? This is why everybody should go get Krishnamurti's book. It's not a relationship book, but it applies to this. Freedom from the Known by J. Krishnamurti. His seminal work, Freedom from the Known. Do you see? It doesn't mean your parents were bad. It doesn't mean that they were evil or disrespectful. It just means, they were a work in progress. And if you ever want to experience, should I do relationship moksha tomorrow? Relationship liberation? Relationship freedom? Should I do that?
Yes.
Lord have mercy. They're not ready for that one. Lord have mercy. Nzinga, once again, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for always supporting. You brought Pensacola, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I still got a lot to talk about. I'm going to Long Beach, LBC.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Is your eyesight changing?
I can't read this anymore.
Don't lose hope. People just like you are working every day using Braille, screen magnification, speech technology, and other tools and blindness skills. Your eyesight may have changed, but your goals, they don't have to. We can help. Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tevin Campbell. My playlist is my co-host, Always on Fire, produced by none other than Prince Rogers Nelson. You hear Prince in the background, Round and Round, great record, especially for tonight's topic, man. Relationship samsara. Fire, ladies and gentlemen. We've been on fire all night. We got callers. I want to get them in before it's too late. I'm staying on point, Long Beach, California. Get in here.
Hey, Alafia family, Alafia.
Alafia.
Really quick. I have a saying on my wall that I read every day. Comfort is the death to progress. Personal responsibility, I believe, it is in direct connection to the love you have for yourself. When we get into our relationships, I tell people, if you're in a relationship for a year and a half, then you need to be off the market for a year and a half so you can detox. so you can self-reflect and see what happens. And hopefully you're doing the work within that time. That way you raise your vibration, you strengthen those things that you need to do so you can have a harmonious relationship. And that way you don't keep attracting the same thing over and over again. It's just like sweeping the dirt under the rug. Eventually that rug is not going to lay flat anymore.
That's
it's
good.
going to have a hump there.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't take the time to properly detox and love on ourselves for real and figure out our direction, get some clarity, and be honest. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I'm working on myself. You have to be strong enough, because a lot of people, they can't be lonely, or they can't, seem to survive without having someone to call. That's a personal issue that you need to work on.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Girl, I love it. I'm staying on point. LBC, California in the building. Long Beach, thank you so much for the call. You brought the LBC in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. Just call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. Let's go all the way over to Tupelo, Mississippi. Sway, get in here.
Oh, man, what's up with the Zoe? Is that you on the line?
That's right, brother. I'm on the line. Talk to me, man. We got a little bit of time, so you got to make it quick.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I just got to say, man, I'm a big fan, man. I've been following you and Corey since 2009, 2010, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
good
that.
Talking to you. Hey, you do what you do. You really a goat to this now. I want to let you know, but I'm just saying something deep off what you saying that was a statement that I heard. It's really kind of hard being an angel when you're surrounded by so many devils. So that's like the good and the negative energy, kind of going back and forth, competing, but you have to choose which side of the driver's seat, like if you're going to be the passenger or the driver.
Man.
So, just kind of add that in. And that was deep. Like I said, great show, man. Salute and much love.
Thank you, brother.
And I also got the relationship dismount book, too.
Yes, sir. Thank you, good brother.
And enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
man.
So I told you been fucking with for a minute. Well, dealing with you, excuse my language.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. Sway, Tupelo, Mississippi. We appreciate it. Brother Jones from Omaha, Nebraska. Get in here.
Yes, what's up, Zoe Monster? What's how you doing, bro? It's all come down to personal accountability, man. When you don't lie, the first thing you could do is stop lying. If you tell the truth all the time, man, you'll never have any problems, man. That's the best thing you can do for yourself, because no matter what somebody else thinks, to thy own self be true.
Yes.
And the other thing is called adulting. You got to take care of yourself. Being a bachelor, man, I got to pay my bills, cut my grass, iron my clothes. And a lot of people don't understand that you really don't need somebody. You want them, but you don't need them. My aunt used to say, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. And a lot of people can't deal with that. I mean, look at the moon out here. Look at things to be tapped in that was going on. I'll be like, just be yourself. If you yourself, everybody else will be cool, man.
Man, I love it, brother.
That's how we do it now, man.
I love it. Omaha, Nebraska. You already know what it is. Terrence, Bud, Crawford. You know what it is. We appreciate the call tonight. Let me just say, man, relationship is the university of you, where you are revealed to you. Part of your curriculum. Why do we repeat what's familiar? Even though we know it's dysfunctional and not working well for us, we repeat behaviors because they feel familiar and we know what to expect from them. This is what I call the devil you know, and we often choose it over the unknown devil because it's not known to us. This is from Psychology Central. PsychCentral.com. We repeat what we learned as children. The beliefs, coping skills, and behavioral patterns that we learned in childhood become deeply entrenched because we learned them when we were vulnerable and our brains weren't fully developed. And years after using them. They're hard to change. But let me say, your relationship with your parents, that's like kindergarten. That's like preschool. That's like elementary school. Your relationships in your adult life are like grad school. And everything you learned in kindergarten, preschool, elementary, listen, you have to unlearn it in adult relational grad school. You have to unlearn. You're not an adult with your parents' patterns. Ooh, okay, I'm sorry. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know it all. I don't know nothing. I just like starting the conversation. Let me just say this really quickly. My television show, The Situation Shift, re-airs. It re-airs. It's being relaunched October 16th. Please download the Our TV 78 app so you can see all of the episodes. Great television show that I shot earlier this year. I want you guys to watch it. Our TV 78. Also, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family of KBLA family, go to the KBLA.store and purchase my books. They're available on the store. The Shrouded Lighthouse, the Holographic Relationship. Go over there and support your brother Zoe Williams. Now, we started the conversation. It's your job to finish it. But up next, this fire that I lit, well, Robin lit it. I kept it going. I'm the meat in the sandwich. Here we go. You already know Jill Monroe. Her great show, RSVP, is up next. If you enjoyed this, stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. Deuces!